New trouble in the Persian Gulf, apparently involving Iran. Let's go to our Pentagon correspondent, Barbara Starr. What are you learning, Barbara?
Wolf, good evening. CNN has just learned that in about the last 7 hours, Iran made an unsuccessful attempt to seize a British oil tanker trying to move through the Strait of Hormuz in the Persian Gulf region. This is a British oil tanker that was surrounded essentially by 5 Iranian Revolutionary Guard small boats, armed Iranian boats that tried to make the tanker shift course and go into Iranian territorial waters. There was a British warship nearby escorting HMS Montrose. It moved into position. We are told that Montrose trained its guns on the Iranian ships and gave them a verbal warning to back off. Montrose, especially equipped with large cannons on the deck to drive off small boats. The Iranians had been threatening to try and seize an oil tanker. It looks like they tried to do it today, just about 7 hours ago. Unsuccessful, according to all reports. There was a U.S. military aircraft overhead recording video of the incident, we are told.
They haven't released that video yet, have they?
They have not. That video is being processed. The U.S. military tonight trying to figure out exactly what that video shows. They are coordinating all of this, of course, with the U.K.
Just in, remarkable new accusations against millionaire Jeffrey Epstein, who is in jail this morning, charged with sex trafficking and abusing young girls. Of course, he had a court settlement in 2008 on similar charges that was orchestrated by the Secretary of Labor, Alexander Acosta. These new accusations come from a woman named Jennifer Epstein, and I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. She says when she was 14 in 2001, she was approached by a woman outside her high school and basically asked to service the man who ended up being Jeffrey Epstein. Listen to this interview with the Today Show.
Once a week, twice a week, my freshman year.
Did you ever tell him your age?
I told the recruiter, I've mentioned it in front of him, yes.
You're 14 years old?
Yeah, he knew very well my age. You know exactly, who he was hanging out with.
At that moment, it didn't.
At that moment, yes.
Strange to you.
But at the same time, I was scared too, because I didn't know if he would get angry, or so I kind of just followed. I would have just my underwear on, because that's how he liked it. So, and I would just get massages back, and then he would potentially later on turn over and play with himself. And he would also like when I would play with his nipples. He used to get turned on by that. And then he would finish himself off, and then that would be the end of it.
All right, this woman, Jennifer Epstein, says she is willing to testify in this new federal case here from the Southern District of New York. And what makes this so important is, again, this allegedly happened here in New York City, not in Florida, where this other case was settled in very controversial terms, again, by then U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, who is, as of this morning, still the Secretary of Labor. We're waiting to see how the White House responds to these new accusations and how Alexander Acosta explains what he is now hearing.